Perfect Legend, how do you feel about Mortal Kombat 1? That's what everyone's been asking me. So let's get right into it. But real quick, my comprehensive fight game strategy guidebook, Game Fu Way of the Digital Fist, is now available in paperback. When you're ready to take your game to the next level for the new era of combat, the link is in the description. Now let's get into the video. So this game, to me, and I mean, I'm not about to say what everyone else thinks, but to me, it is MK9. Revamped, characters are better, um, they're more fleshed out. Like example, in MK9, Scorpion was pretty bad. Um, his crouch normals didn't have any frame advantage, so he couldn't follow up and do anything. He had to really just win off of spacing and really outplaying your opponent. But you know, it could happen because I mean, MIT got top eight in the heyday of MK9 with Scorpion beating Cabal because it was a possible matchup. But um, it's basically MK9 with the MK11 flaws block. Of course, there's no flaws block reversal, but there is the new up block mechanic, which works similar to that, but it works only on overheads. That includes jump ins too. Uh, the fatal blow is there, and in the beta, you could get robbed off of off of what it's you can get robbed basically off the armor activating very quick fast, but in this game, in the beta at least, and in the stress test, they had it to where the armor was delayed, but for some reason in Combat League, it's yeah, it's there. So I'm not exactly understanding why in Combat League there is fast armor startup on the Fatal Blow, but the Fatal Blow in tournament mode can be toggled to have delayed armor or not delayed armor. So I'm very unsure what they want the tournament standard to be, and we need an answer because I mean, like, it's one or the other option, you know, and that's a huge deal. That's entirely different. It becomes an entirely different type of move when it's like that. But I mean, other than that, we're going to ignore that part because I'm gonna have to probably have an updated opinion because like a part of my I can't like basically without the fatal blow being what it was before, the game's perfect to me. But with like that, it's like all right, I can kind of deal with it, but and it's not as prevalent as before, but it's still pretty annoying. But everything else in the game is very much like MK9. You probably people who didn't even play that game because you can't even play that game. You can't go and just buy it and then play or whatever. Uh, you can't get online or nothing. The servers are down and all that. So I'll just tell you about how the game was. So MK9 was pokes with strings and the combos, or you use a special move after you hit confirm with a string to confirm to combo, and you know you make your opponent block and then get grabbed or deal with chip damage until they get knocked out, and you know you're baiting whiffs or jumps to get free damage for the correct challenges. And in this game, everything can be challenged. Like you don't ever feel like, man, I'm helpless here. I can't do it. No, you can challenge. There's something you can do, and that was a big part of MK9, at least for me. You can use range to force mistakes. You can everything that you can do to beat somebody, like force a mix-up or whatever. All that can be done, but it also can be challenged. You're going to be doing. There's a lot of movement. All the characters in the game can dash around as if they were Fujin in MK11, which is great because that's kind of what made that game pretty lopsided. Because like, well, most characters can't play the game, but every character in this game feels like they can play the game, and they have MK9 like armor, or it's really like MKX's because well at the end of MKX because their knockdowns, I mean their armor was just knockdowns at the end instead of being launchers, but you can use the cameo in the game to enhance your special moves even further to unlock like the next level of cheapness for your character in the game. And there's like no 30% penalty for guessing wrong on throw. So if you just have an escape fail, it's just you have an escape fail. But people can combo off their grabs now using the cameo. So make sure you're teching the right throw, because most of all the forward throws are throws where they use the cameo, so the cameo can't really like may have a situation where they combo. But the back throws where the character only does a throw with them involved, and that's when you can use a cameo to combo. Like for example, Liu Kang and Kung Lao have a really easy setup where you call his teleport and he'll teleport Liu Kang to the other side while he's getting finished hitting with his back throw. So there's a lot of different setups like that, which are throughout the game. But as I said, like you have to use a cameo to unlock that next level of cheapness. Then the up blocks in this game, I can't remember what I talked about. I'm talking about still. The up block is the old flaws block reversal, but it's tied to one action. So if you catch the jump in, or an overhead in the string, or even a special move, you'll be able to move really fast before they recover and get a full combo punish. So just utilizing that is going to be really strong in the meta. But also the opposite side of that is if they mess up doing the up block and get grabbed or hit with a low or something, they have to deal with like something similar to counter hit damage. I've seen it say counter, and people just do so much damage like off command grab to punish an up block. It's crazy. The cameos there are two types. There's an ambush cameo and a summon cameo. Ambush cameo, you're familiar with Marvel vs. Capcom Dragon Ball Fighters, is what ambush cameos are like. Pretty much you can continue to move your point or lead main character while your assist, which is the cameo, is attacking. So you can either block, move around, or whatever, and still like keep going while they're attacking. But the summon cameo freezes your point character briefly while the summon cameo character is doing like whatever move that they're summoned to do. And I mean, some of the summons are really fast, some of them are slow, but they all can be challenged. Like even the ambush cameos, you gotta just pay attention. But also, on the other side of that, you gotta be sneaky with how you call them too, so you don't get punished. And in this game, when your cameo gets hit, it does damage to your life bar. Your cameo and your main character both share the same life bar. So keep that in mind. Now, also, like say if you were dealing with like a Sub-Zero freeze, if his freeze hits the cameo will take the damage for you, and you'll be able to like counter zone him back. So it's like the cameo also acts as a meat shield, but you want to be careful with how you do that. Invasions mode is dope. I really like it. It's a nice change because they always have really cool things like the crypt, and well, invasions is just a whole crypt where yeah, it's like a board game. But you can really just be inside the atmosphere and universe of the new era of Mortal Kombat, and just to see all the different locations that they went to in the story mode, and we can just walk around in those and just roam and see the different stuff. And I can't wait to see what they add more going forward with the customizations and maybe more levels, because right now the mastery level is 35. They'll probably raise the cap and go all the way up to 99 or something. Hopefully that takes a couple years. Like say like the next cap is 50 and then they raise it to 75 the next year or something like that. But yeah, it's awesome just running around the game and stuff and looking at everything and then just playing it like it's one of those older RPGs, Mario RPG or something, or even Final Fantasy. Well, not Final Fantasy, it's not like that because it's not going from platform to platform. But I remember Mario RPG was like that. But it's really fun, and I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to see what they do more with it. The sound is amazing. The music, to just the old school, like when the character gets hit and they go, oh! That's Mortal Kombat. And they've definitely been listening, because I don't know who said that. I know I've said it. I was like, man, I miss when they used to make these sounds or whatever. So they had to have their ground to the ear because I feel like I was it. The way this game was made feels like as if I was at every meeting and I was just telling them stuff, but I ain't wasn't at nothing. So that means everyone's really in sync with what everyone wants. So that's good. And plus, I think the just I mean I know this isn't the sound, but just the overall gameplay and balance is a big love letter to how MK9 was. I could just feel that, and it's all over. I really enjoy the game. Game is really fun. I can't get enough of it. Honestly, it's not boring at all. All the characters have something unique to add with their win conditions, and then of course you're mixing up with all the cameos. Then you gotta take into account all the matchups that you have to play versus people, and just being studied up, like knowing all the gaps for different strings, how to challenge people's special moves, the movement, like having good movement and decision making. It's really fun. I'm glad there's no variations, there's no interactables. It's just straight up Mortal Kombat, which is what I enjoy the most. Like interactables can stay for Injustice, but let Mortal Kombat be MK. I'm very happy with how the game turned out. Like story mode was fantastic from beginning to end. I hear people's criticisms about the ending, but like that's how I mean. Oh, spoilers. We'll skip this section. I'll put a thing about hey, I'm talking about story spoilers, and you can like skip to the next whatever I'm saying. But the way they ended it off, they had where was they supposed to go? Like I knew they was going to say that Shang Tsung was still alive, and he. Why would they write two endings, and have you play both of them from the player's perspective? Like and then not have a spinoff from those endings. Like that was yeah. Shang is the main boss again. It's called MK1. Shang and Liu Kang is always supposed to be the thing. So I love how where it leads off into Titan Havoc, and you unlock Havoc too, because he was in the game as far as like in the story mode. You fight him earlier, but Titan Havoc, that's cool, and I like how it opens up the door. And also, what I like is that when a Titan dies, it cannot come back at all. So, like that Shang Tsung and that Quan Chi, they're all gone now. The Titan versions of them are gone, and that Havoc now they will have to finish him for him to be gone too. So it adds more finality into characters dying, but it puts them on a different level because there are different kinds. Because it's like, all right, we have a Titan from that timeline, a Titan from this timeline, but then you have like the main characters or the characters of that timeline, and then just how it is and stuff. I like it. I think it's dope. I want to see what they do next. Well, I don't want to, like I don't want to be thinking about MK2 or whatever, right? I just honestly I would like to see them just give us more story expansions for this, like they was doing with MK11. That was dope. Like Aftermath. I want to see what they do with this because they was talking about like in some of his intros with Shang Tsung, he was like, "Yeah, I'm growing followers and stuff," and also he only took like one soul in the story. He only took Shao Kahn or Dark Shao Kahn's soul. Him and Quan Chi took his and Rico's soul, but like he don't even have a soul steal brutality or fatality. I want them to like add some fatalities and brutalities to the game. I don't. He don't have a soul move in the game, so I don't know what they're gonna do. Like they would just have to add something. I don't know, but hopefully we get some more stuff. I see we only have like 6 brutalities per character. That includes the uppercut brutality. Of course, they're going to keep adding stuff. They were still adding brutalities down the line for MK11 before the game was totally done. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. Yeah, I got it on PC. I don't have it on console because my idea was I don't want to pay for online service to play online, and you don't have to do that with Steam. And then also with how PC is, I mean, I could do more on my PC anyway, and then like I could raise refresh rate if I want to and all that and upgrade it. And I don't want to deal with like some of the issues I was hearing about for different systems. and I just like having more control over my experience with like net play and stuff is even better on PC. And then on top of that, there's more people on PC who don't have Wi-Fi or not playing on Wi-Fi, so you have more of a chance to always have like a wire match. But uh, other than that, though, like the PC version kind of loads a little bit slower in between menus and stuff, and I've been having desynchronization issues during private matches. So the workaround right now is just to play King of the Hill, but it's kind of a hassle because you can't just jump right back into the match. I do see them continuously updating and fixing it. It's just that they couldn't optimize the game for PC because they didn't do a PC beta, but rightfully so because you see how they've been leaking all these other games and different stuff. They don't want anything to get leaked, so that's smart on their part. But I think we'll probably see these PC fixes this time around get fixed faster than in the past, where they just took a while. I think it's more of a priority this time. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. Oh, you probably are also asking, oh, are you going to play in tournaments? Here's how I feel, man. I don't like how the fighting game community does what they call seeding. I mean, I know seeding is a real thing, but I'm talking about what they call, because how they do it. They say do it based on, oh, we don't want to have two players who are top meeting the pools early or whatever. But I just tell you off my own experience that that's been happening to me for a good not couple years, it's over a couple of years now, where it's like it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, y'all said y'all don't want this to happen, but it regularly happens with me. And then they'll do stuff like they'll see based on the previous game's results or a previous tournament and stuff. But honestly, you shouldn't take results from another tournament that every player wasn't at and use that for another event just to be like, well, I personally feel like because of these results that these players should meet in the grand finals. So we're going to make sure they are so far away from each other and they don't have to play against anybody. Like, dude, I've seen people skate to top 32 and not have to play against nobody. Now, that matters because tournament fatigue, like, y'all know when you're playing a match versus somebody and y'all are sweating, it gets tiring, right? You play against a sweaty player and you're not on their level, it's really tiring, right? That's why y'all probably don't want to like do it all the time. But the top players feel that too when they play against each other, especially when the match is difficult or whatever. Like tournament fatigue is a real thing. So say like you play a bunch of those matches, right? And then the day's going on because look, tournaments, they run a long time. They be doing stuff for no reason that holds up the tournament. Like, oh, we got to stream every match or whatever. And you get there at 2 o'clock, you gonna finish till 6 or 8, and you're like, come on, man. And it just drains you. So tournament fatigue matters because you have a certain level of energy that you have every day, and you have to manage that properly so you can get your stuff done, right? And that includes, competing or whatever. You have to manage yourself. So you want to be able to play as efficiently for as long as possible, but you can only do that with, rests in between, making sure you're hydrated, had good rest last night, all that. But, as time progresses, you are going to get drained of your energy. And not to say it too much like a game, but that's really what it is. Like, we have our own energy bars every day. So now when you put bigger or more difficult obstacles in front of someone in a tournament, their tournament fatigue is going to go up even more, right? So when you have two top players playing in pools the first round, you're already like draining a big part of their tournament fatigue. And then, they're playing and playing and playing. But then say, all right, you got another top player, right? Who ain't playing nobody. They're just a bunch of jobbers all the way up to top 32. They're still fresh. They ain't have to use any of their power to do anything. They ain't really have to think as much. They're probably using some autopilot strategy that just mops and is bread and butter as heck, right? But yeah, dude, this stuff's just not fair, and I'd rather just host my own events and do randomized brackets because there's no reason not to randomize other than when they say, well, we don't want this to happen. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, of course, that's how you feel. But honestly, competitive integrity wise, that is not fair at all. there's going to be a bunch of people arguing against my thoughts or whatever. I don't care, because there's nothing you can say to me that doesn't prove that it is not bracket rigging when you are seeding based on your vibes, and your vibes, whether whatever the your motive is, or morals are for doing it, it is still rigging. When you, a human, are individually selecting names and being like, well, I'm gonna put this number on this player so they get rated higher, or I'm gonna just move this person, is rigging, no matter how you look at it. So, I mean, that's what my thing is. Right now, I'm not looking at anything other than evolution, as far as like going and participating in and playing like live in person. But yeah, other than like my own tournaments, or like say if they do a pro competition, then I'll probably enter that for sure. But yeah, Evo is the only thing on my mind. Yeah, but up until that, I'm gonna just be running matches with people that come to my Discord and just want to play and level up, and just playing a combat league. That's all I'm gonna be doing with this game, and getting all strategies out for each character and combos and stuff. And then yeah, man, just be playing every day, getting it in. Game's fun. But hope you guys enjoy the video, my thoughts. Appreciate all y'all just being interested in what I had to say. Yeah, I'll see you guys on stream. Peace out.